How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am good. I'm very good.
Oh man, those technical issues sometimes
I know.
can be
What's
a
the time
mess.
there?
It is 21:05, so 9 p.m.
Okay,
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah, not
So
too bad.
is that right?
Say that again.
You're in Florida? What's the?
Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Mm,
So, how are you doing?
I am good. I'm good. Trying to adjust to the time zone again, once again.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
From
we can
Europe to, hmm?
I was gonna say we can get right into it. So
Yeah.
you went into the Olympia. How was that? How was the experience?
Oh, it was incredible. I knew it was going to be, but it was, even more than I thought. Um, Best experience I've ever had. I got to see all these athletes that I've been, following and
Hmm.
looking up to for so many years, and to see them in person and train next to them in the gym, it was a great experience and watch the show too. Um,
Where
yeah, it
did you
was.
where did you train while you were there?
I trained at Powerhouse for the majority of the time,
Hmm.
and I went to the Dragon's Lair as well once,
Nice.
um, and a couple more smaller gyms, but there were still, competitors there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Dragon's Lair is pretty popular, but from like
Yeah,
the pictures that I saw, it was like really busy there. Was it busy when you
it
went
was
to train?
easy. Yeah, that's why we only went to Dragon's Lair after the show was done,
Yeah.
and it was still really busy. But
Mhm.
yeah, even Powerhouse was very busy,
Yeah.
but. It was all right. It was good to be around the Olympians and take
Yeah.
photos with them, and it
Yeah.
was nice.
Well, hopefully pretty soon you'll be right there with them, right? On
I'll be there
stage.
next year. I will
Yeah.
make it happen.
You were close.
Yeah,
You were close this year, right? You almost won a show.
close. But my last prep was not very smooth. I changed coaches 3 weeks out of the show, so oh,
Mm.
sorry.
That's all right.
It was yeah, it was not the best look I know I could have brought
Mm.
because of this reason. But now, I feel like I finally found the right coach for me, and next time I know will be a
Yeah.
completely, yeah, and I know will bring what I know will be my best this time, next time.
Hope, yeah, I'm sure. Well,
Oh,
so after, going to Olympia, experiencing that, I'm sure you're pretty excited to be there yourself, as we were saying.
yeah.
How was the show itself? Like, not just the experience, but like the lighting, the stage, just like how was it
Um,
run? Pretty smooth?
yeah, it was pretty smooth. I was a little bit surprised with the prejudging setup though, because it felt like it was really I mean, it was in the expo and the stage was pretty small, and
Hmm.
there were only seats for people that were VIP. So everyone
Interesting.
that wasn't didn't have a VIP ticket, we were just standing at the back. I was lucky to be able to get into the VIP somehow, but
Did you know
uh,
somebody?
I did know somebody,
Oh, okay.
and I think the security guy didn't realize because the guy I was with had a client, a friend of mine had a client competing, and he was VIP. So
Uh,
the security guy thought we were both VIP, so we both went in.
just went in.
So
Nice, nice, good.
yeah, yeah. So it was really good. I was from the side, but it was still
Yeah,
close enough,
yeah.
to watch the girls.
That's
Yeah.
wild that you'd had to stand up. Like I'm so surprised
I
that
know, I know. It was
that's
it was a little bit disappointing because
hmm
mostly for the competitors because the stage was pretty small. There was nothing fancy about it,
hmm
and you'd think that these people have been it's the Olympia.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you'd think that for them at least, out of respect for the athletes, there would be something bigger as a setup, but I guess
Right.
they were saving it for the finals.
Right. Yeah.
The
Well,
finals were incredible. Yeah,
was the finals on a different stage, or was the finals in the
it was
same?
in a different venue, so it was in
Oh,
a big
okay.
theater. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So the pre-judging was right in the expo, so it was, you can imagine, it was like a little stage.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Nothing fancy about it, just the
Yeah.
stage, literally just the stage.
Yeah. So
Um,
I didn't
yeah.
realize that the prejudging was different. There was a different stage from. I guess I should have looked closer, but it just didn't, like, to me. I was so focused on the competitors. I didn't know. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, maybe you couldn't tell from the cameras, but yeah, the
Mhm.
prejudging was, um it was pretty, yeah, like even if you didn't have a ticket, if you had a ticket for the expo, you'd still be able to watch the prejudging the same way I did, that I had a ticket,
Yeah, yeah.
Um
You could just judge
so
from
yeah,
it from a distance. You could see the same
but
thing.
it
Yeah,
was, yeah, and as unless you had a VIP,
yeah.
there was nothing different about,
Right,
we were
right.
literally just standing behind at the back,
Yeah.
and you couldn't
Huh.
really see anything. It was like a concert, like a concert where people
Right.
standing, and yeah, but
Hmm.
that's all right. The finals were
Were
incredible.
amazing.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, we'll get to that. I don't know if you heard that they actually, from my understanding at this point, they've decided to move the Olympia next year to Orlando, Florida. So that's what
yeah,
it's going to be. I think a lot of people like that they're better. I mean, yes, Las Vegas is a huge place, and it's a lot of big things happen there, but Orlando is like easy to get to. It's like warm weather. It's, even in December, it's warm there. Everything is like set up well. So
yeah. I heard it's going to be in Orlando, and I think it's going to be in November too,
yeah, I
next
think
year.
it's gonna be a little bit earlier. So
Yeah,
it should be a good show. I think they did it once in Orlando in COVID, and it was really good. So
okay,
I think they wanted to come back to Las Vegas, try it again, and I think after this year they decided to just go ahead and do it in Orlando. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting. Um so, I mean, I got you on the show because, because of the wellness division, because this is the second Olympia, because we've talked about, before. And when
yeah.
I talked to you before, we touched on the Olympia, but now I kind of wanted to get your viewpoint since you were there. Um, we can get to the finals, I guess, now. Like, what did you think overall? Like, was it a good display of like wellness physiques at at the finals?
Oh, definitely. I agreed with the majority of the placings. Like
Hmm.
this, I it made sense to me,
Right.
especially the top three girls. I mean, I definitely agreed with. Um,
Yeah. So we
but
can. So I guess, like, if you don't mind, we can kind of start with, like, we can go top down. And I have the Olympia pulled up on my laptop, but I feel like just going through it is going to be a little bit weird because it takes a long time for all these girls to go through. So, um, from your memory, I guess, as you best remember, how did Fran look? Because since she won, she repeated again, winning the Olympia.
yeah.
Like, how was her look? You think it was deserved? Was she better
Oh
than
yeah.
last year?
I feel like, honestly, and I love her physique. I always have been a
Mhm.
massive fan of her physique. I feel like it's, at the moment, it's her and everybody else.
Mhm.
I think she's definitely, going to be for winning the Olympia for the next few years.
Yeah.
Her physique is incredible. Like, just the perfect balance, proportions, the perfect amount of muscle, still very feminine and very pretty,
Mhm.
incredible stage presence. There's nothing to flaw. There's everything is just 10,
Yeah.
when it comes to her. Um, Isa, I love her physique too.
Mhm.
I love her, you know, amount of muscle, the whole look, the stage presence. But again, I can't even compare any of the other girls to Francielle.
Right. Let me go ahead. I think I've got Fran like pulled up here, and we can, as she walks out, we can kind of look. But yeah, it's so right now Bruna is walking off. Can you see it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, and I think Fran is comes out later. Yeah, so the only thing that on camera sometimes you know, it looks different than in real life, and that's why I wanted to kind of have you on, because I feel like I remember her looking better last year, but I don't know if that's true because, you know, obviously like that was a long time ago. My mind might not be, you know, quite, you know, remembering it correctly. So you're saying she looks as good as she's ever looked. She still looks, you know, as sharp as she's ever
Um,
looked.
I tell you what, I think the camera is not doing justice.
I see.
Um,
Okay.
I also noticed that last year's, background made the athletes
Mhm.
stand out a bit more because it was a little bit brighter from memory. It was more like white-ish. There was
Um,
carpet on the stage.
yes,
That's
that's what
why
I saw. Go ahead. Sorry.
pretty silly. I feel like I feel for the girls being on heels and having to, pose on the carpet. I don't know
Yeah.
why they did that. But yeah, it would definitely make posing a lot more difficult.
Well, I saw like several girls like trip before, and
Yeah,
then I was like, why are they like at first the first girl I saw I was like, oh well maybe she, you know, she had a problem. But then then more and more kept tripping, and I'm like, okay,
yeah,
there's an issue here because, you know, it's there's something going on. So
yeah. Because when this carpet, the heel gets stuck,
mhm.
and it's not so easy to twist. It definitely made posing a lot,
Yeah.
more stressful and
Yeah.
difficult.
What did you think of Issa?
It was, in my opinion, from what I feel wellness should be and look
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Hair conditioning and detail was just right, and her fullness.
Yeah, I thought Issa looked really good. I thought she looked good.
Yeah,
I thought she came. I thought she brought like a great package.
I agree.
I thought she was. And again, this is me judging from just the camera and being at home. And you'll have to tell me if I'm, you know, right or wrong. But I thought she was, you know, close. She's about as close to Fran as anyone has been. Like, I don't know if there's anyone that's as close as Issa is to Fran. You know.
I think so too. The only thing with Isa, I feel, is that she's got a little bit longer torso, and that's, that
Mhm.
kind of, I don't want to say it throws her off, but
Mhm.
it's not as like Francia. Fran is perfect. There's
Mhm.
nothing I would change about her physique.
Right.
Um, so I feel like this is the only thing about them too. But again, Isa is she's incredible too. She's
Yeah.
got amazing stage presence too. So it's very pleasant to watch her on stage.
Yeah. I feel like she's kind of chasing Fran, you know, like because um when Fran won her, I believe she won her pro card at the Arnold a few years ago, and then Issa was
Yeah.
second there. I believe she was second there, and then now she's second here. And it's like I feel like she's
Mm.
chasing like right just behind her, you know. So
Yeah.
I wonder at some point if Issa is gonna, you know, start getting closer. That gap is gonna start getting closer and closer between them. There's a lot of good girls coming up, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like the class is growing for sure. And there's more girls that are looking good,
Right.
as the years go by. So there were a lot of competitors too this year. So yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be interesting
Yeah.
to watch the division grow,
Right. Like this year, like you said, there was a lot more competitors in all the divisions. I think the year ran
Mm,
longer. There was a lot more shows. And so like a lot more people were able to compete. So it's quite a few competitors in all the divisions.
yeah.
So Angela got second, I believe. I don't know exactly how to pronounce her last name,
Okay.
Borges, I guess. And I don't remember what she got last year. Do you remember?
I think she got second last year and third this year.
Yeah, so she got.
Um, I,
Go
I
ahead.
want to correct myself because I said I agreed with the top three girls. I don't really agree with Angela coming top three, to be honest with you. I feel
Okay.
like there's better competitors to her. And there's a lot of things that are questionable about her. I'm not one to judge because I don't know, but
Right, right.
it just things look a little bit off with her, you know.
Right, right. Well, and this is an analysis, so we're just analyzing the competitors. Of course,
Yeah.
that's we're just judging from a third person type of point of view. But so here's the how they placed, in case you wanted to like recollect, what
Yeah.
happened. But who would have had instead of Angela in third?
Third,
Mhm.
um I probably would have had Ryan third.
Mhm.
Um, I do like her physique. I do think that she's a little bit too big for wellness, maybe a little bit too masculine too. But she's got that wow factor, to
Mhm.
her physique.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah.
Yeah, so but I
Um,
think with Angela, it's like it was. I don't mean to interrupt you, but for me, it was interesting because so a while back, I had Robert, I believe, uh, Robert on that he was helping Angela, and he was saying that like so from my understanding, from what I know of Angela, and is that she was the premier wellness competitor coming out of South America. Like everyone knew her,
yeah,
everyone was thought she was going to win. There was no way she was going to lose. She has the most wins before the IFBB has took wellness in, and then she just kind of fell short. Like she got like you said second, which some people think was kind of a gift last year, and then third this year, which like you said you could have had her lower. Um, what was the issue with her? You think like why is she not placing so well?
um, I think there's a few things. Always, in my opinion, this is just my opinion.
Mhm.
Um, I feel like, look, Angela is a tall person. I feel like her proportions are a bit off. She's got some nice body parts, but I don't feel like she flows as like as a whole, as well as other girls do. And
Yeah.
um, there's always questions about her glutes. People just talk about
I
that
was
a
wondering if
lot.
you're gonna bring that up.
I mean, um, I don't know. It just looks a bit
Right.
odd. The
Right.
look is odd, and seeing it up close, because it's different when you actually see it in person. You feel like it actually confirms,
Right. Right.
that.
Yeah.
Again, I can't say for a fact, but it just looks like it. It
Yeah.
just looks like there's something non-natural there going on.
Yeah. I
Yeah, also I feel like it wasn't her best look in general too. I feel like her quads were not uh having the detail they usually do.
mhm.
Yeah, it was just not her best look. And even when she brings her best, I still feel like she's not up there with the other girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think height is a big problem for her too? Like it does seem that way, right? It seems like she's so tall compared to the other
Yeah.
girls that it kind of makes her look odd, like different, like odd a little
Yeah.
bit than everyone else, you know?
I think so, I think so. That's why when there's a tall competitor that has perfect proportions, they usually win because it's
Mhm.
very hard for a tall person to have perfect proportions.
Right.
That's why most good bodybuilders are shorter,
Yeah,
I think.
exactly. True. True.
Yeah, so to me, she does look a little bit off
Yeah.
next to the other girls. And again, sometimes people look great on their own, and then once they stand next to the other competitors, that's when you start seeing the flaws in their physiques.
Yeah, yeah, in the comparisons. Yeah. What did you
Yeah,
think of Cassandra? To be honest with you, I can't remember what Cassandra looked like.
she
Do you-
got fourth.
Right. So
Oh
she
no,
got
sorry,
fourth.
she got fifth. Ryan got fourth, I think.
No, 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 no. Do you see? I don't know if you can see the. I pulled it up. You're right. You were right the first time. At least it says here. That
Oh,
Cassandra
she
got
got
fourth.
fourth.
Yeah,
Yeah, right,
and Ryan got fifth. Why?
right.
How did Cassandra look?
Um, I think she looked better than last year.
Hmm.
Again, um, I'm not like the biggest fan of her
Hmm.
physique. Obviously, all the girls up there look incredible. Now we're just judging the top of the world. Yeah,
Right,
they
right,
all
right.
look incredible. I'm just saying, comparing to the top two or the top, or other girls
Hmm.
that were on stage on the day, I don't feel like she's one of my favorite.
Yeah. So you think like is she too muscular? Is she not muscular enough? I don't think this is her anyway.
Um, she's quite muscular, but I feel like it's not necessarily in the right areas.
Hmm.
Because wellness needs to be muscular, just in
Yeah.
the right, in the right areas.
Hmm.
So the look is still kind of feminine, but still quite wow,
Yeah.
cartoonish sort of look.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like she her stage presence is not great either.
Yeah. Sometimes that
And
makes a difference, right? Like the way you present yourself. And
yeah,
not that I'm a connoisseur of wellness, stage performance or anything like that, but just
yeah.
overall, there's a lot of people that have great physiques that are just have a hard time presenting them the right way, and they don't place as well.
Yeah, for sure. Posing can make you or break you
Yeah.
100%. I agree with that, yeah.
Absolutely. So we talked about Ryan a little bit. You said that you would have had her in third, right?
I probably would have, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
There were more girls that I really liked, but yeah,
Okay. Well,
I think they probably a little bit in the smaller side still.
mhm.
But I mean, potential wise, I like them more.
Yeah. We can kind of skip around. I know you said there were some girls that you really liked. There's one in particular that I wanted to kind of talk to you about, but go ahead and tell me like who did you think did in your eyes did really well and maybe would have, gotten a better call out.
Um, in my opinion, if anyone should have gotten a better call out, is that what you're asking?
Mhm. Yes, correct. Mhm.
Um, she's not on that list, I
Okay.
think.
Okay. So she probably placed, did she place lower than 15th then?
Yeah, I think so.
Hmm.
Her name is Nadia. She's a lot smaller than the other girls, but her
Hmm.
her her proportions are just crazy. So I feel like if she adds a little bit more size, she would be incredible.
What's,
Um,
do you know, by any chance, do you know what her Instagram is?
Nadia something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it.
No,
I do
no,
follow her.
no worries. I was just gonna try to see what she looked like, Nadia. Uh,
If you go on my followers
uh-huh.
and do Nadia, I'm sure she'll come up. I don't
Got it.
think I've
Okay.
got many with that name.
Yeah. And you said that she looked good. She just needed a little bit more size.
Yeah. Same with Bruna, same with Barbara. These girls look incredible. They just need a little
Hmm.
bit more size, like myself.
Yeah, I mean that
Yeah.
sometimes just comes with like maturity, just like more training, more, more
Yeah, yeah.
time.
Just needs more time, yes.
Right, more
But
time. Mhm.
you know, I'm talking potential wise, genetics and shape, like structure.
Mhm.
You can
Right,
see someone's structure even if they're not um, as muscular yet or as developed yet. You can see when the structure is really good, and how much potential they've got.
right, right. Well, I mean, that's kind of how like a good analysis is, is involves that, like involves looking at somebody's potential. It's not just somebody who's good now who places well now, but someone who's going to
Yeah.
place well, a year or two or three from now. That makes
Yeah, of course.
a difference. So you mentioned Bruna. I always thought Bruna had a good look. Sometimes I feel like she doesn't get as good at placings as she should. Um,
Mm.
like, what did you think about her? You said that it's just a size thing for her as well.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's just she just need a little bit more size in some areas. And she'd be a very good competitor. I feel like if she
Yeah.
was a little bit bigger. Yeah, very impressive physique and a lot of potential, I can see.
Yeah, there was a girl that I saw that I felt like had a good look, and I think she runs into that same thing that we're talking about. Is she's just too small. Daisha Johnson.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
she has a good.
yeah,
I think she has a good look. She has good, good proportions, but again, it's just small,
yeah.
just yeah.
I wouldn't say she's small.
Okay.
I think perhaps maybe just a little bit more. Her legs are pretty big and
Hmm.
round. She pops like she's great. I really love her physique. She's one of the girls that I thought should have placed higher too.
Yeah.
Um, I think with her, yeah, maybe her lats a little bit need a little bit more size to kind of like you know have a have
Yeah.
better proportions, match her lower body a little bit more.
Got it.
Um,
This is her right here.
yeah,
I just pulled up. This is her. She
yeah. You
thankfully
see,
she,
her legs are pretty big.
yeah. 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 That's true. Maybe I spoke too soon.
Her legs are pretty big, and her glutes
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
pretty
I'm
big.
I'm looking at that now and I'm like she should have placed higher. I feel like she should have placed
Yeah,
better. Yeah. Cuz what was she? She was let's see. She was 13th. I think she could have placed higher than 13th for
yeah. I
sure.
agree with that. Definitely agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's another one that I was thinking about, and same thing as Angela, right? Like in the sense that everyone expected more than what they got, is Yarishna. Like before, like as wellness started to develop, everyone had their eyes on Yarishna, and she has an incredible following, and and I think everyone expects her to do extremely well. Excuse me.
Mm.
I'm not. I believe, what was she, fourth last year?
She was fourth last year and
Fourth year.
seventh or eighth this year.
Yeah, she's eighth this year,
Yeah.
according to these results that I got pulled up, which I'm assuming they're correct. That she
Yeah.
was Yes, she was eighth this year, so she dropped even four more placings. What like what do you think is going on there, if anything?
I think Yarishna has trouble um, getting conditioned from the back. Um, so her her legs are never really conditioned. She
Hmm.
gets really hard up top,
Hmm.
but her legs are always kind of soft. She's got amazing stage presence.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think that's the main issue with her. The
Yeah.
conditioning. She's quite soft
Yeah.
from the back, especially. Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, I noticed when she turned around, she was soft when she like
Yeah,
but like, and this is Jen, I can't remember what the top half of her body looked like on stage, but I know that she was posting progress pics all the way up to the show, and she is gnarly hard on top, like gnarly hard. I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah. It's like
it's
you're looking at two different bodies,
yeah.
her top to bottom. Yeah, I agree. And her top, honestly, looked better than ever. I've never seen her midsection so tight and
Hmm.
so yeah. But when she turned to the back, especially, even from the front, the legs are not don't come in
Hmm.
really. But when she turns to the back, um, yeah, it's like quite soft
Yeah.
um look. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I think that's what the problem is with her.
that's unfortunate. Like, what do you think that she has to do? Like, I mean, what I would think that she knows how to come into condition. I mean, I would think she would know how to, get shredded. Obviously can have her upper body shredded. So you think is this is just a matter of like peaking, or is something else?
I think that definitely is a genetic thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's where she holds more body fat, and
Yeah.
it could also be you know, the way she preps.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say too much.
Yeah.
It
I
could
got
it
you.
could be the way she preps. It could be the things she's on.
Yeah.
Um, it could be a lot of things. Yeah,
Right. So
training
yeah.
related. Yeah, hormone related.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, we don't have to go into like all the like super super gritty details or anything, but
yeah.
but but yeah, but definitely there's something going on there. I think she could do very well if she just can find a way to get her lower half
For sure.
conditioned.
Definitely, I
Yeah.
totally agree. And again, no, I don't think that she deserved better placing because she obviously was quite soft and it wouldn't have been fair
Hmm.
to the other girls. But
Hmm.
shape wise, she was better than some of the girls that placed higher than her this
Yeah.
year.
I remember I was also when I was talking to Robert, he mentioned that Giselle was one of the girls that he was working with as well. What did you think of? And I don't know if they still work together or not. This is quite a long time ago, but he had
No, I'm
very
pretty sure she's with Team Atlas now.
okay, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he had very high praise for her. Um, what did you think of her? Yeah, in this
I
show.
really like her. I really, really like Giselle.
Mhm.
Conditioning was perfect.
Yeah.
Fullness was perfect. Her lower body is impressive. Fair amount of muscle. The only thing um, with her is that I feel like her midsection is a bit, her waist is a bit wider
Hmm.
than, and when at that level, it's these little things that,
Make the
separate,
difference. Yeah.
yeah, second, third, fourth, fifth. So I think that's the only thing with her. If her waist was a bit smaller, which is a genetic thing again, you can't change that. Um,
Right.
she would she would definitely be top three,
Yeah.
in my opinion. But
Yeah.
again, I still think that she should have placed higher.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
definitely, if you think Angela shouldn't be in the top three, we could slide kind of everybody up a little bit, and then she would definitely be closer to that, to the
yeah,
top three
yeah.
spot. Um,
I definitely like her more than Angela.
yeah, yeah. Well, they see something in Angela, I guess, because they keep putting her in the higher
Yeah,
spots. Um, I
yeah,
don't I don't know. I don't know. Maybe her height is taking her down in some cases, but then maybe giving her an advantage in other against other competitors. So
yeah.
hard to say.
Angela has a very impressive midsection.
Mhm.
Very, very impressive midsection, and pulls a great vacuum too throughout the whole presentation.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that's her strongest body
Right.
part.
Right. And so like yeah, to that point, and I know we said that probably she shouldn't deserve third place, but when you talk about comparisons and when they're comparing like maybe she's beating out in the judge's eyes, maybe she's beating out certain girls in with that, and that's
Yeah,
how
because
she's
I feel like in wellness, midsection is a very important body part. They want
yeah,
that little waist,
right,
they want that cartoon look, which is
right,
small waist and big down the bottom.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
okay. So we agree that like top two or should remain top two, Fran and Isa.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
100%. Yeah,
Do
in
you
my opinion.
yeah, do you so kind of to round out our show here, what do you think about next year? How like and I know, that there's obviously like a lot of improvement left and there's going to be it's a whole new year and this is going to be a totally different
Mm-hmm.
different, progress. and everything like that. But just judging from this, like this show and just up to this point, you feel like Fran is gonna, you know, do a hat trick and win 3 in a row next year?
I do. I do think so. I don't know. I just love her
Everyone
physique so
does.
much.
Everyone does. Yeah.
I've honestly said I think she's gonna be winning the Olympia until she retires.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless
Okay.
someone freaky comes up that we
Right.
haven't seen before.
Yeah.
But for so far, I haven't seen anyone that could touch her.
Mm. Yeah. You think Issa is gonna be right behind her, just same as this year? Oh, I think I might have lost you. You there? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. It's
Okay.
cutting out.
Okay. Yeah, I think I
Okay.
might have lost you for a second. So I was saying,
Yeah.
do you think Issa would be up there second with Tour just like this year?
Um, Possibly.
Hmm.
I do see people like I do see people beating her if they
Hmm.
were to come, at their best.
Yeah.
I don't see anyone beating Fran, but
Yeah. So Issa is beatable. Fran is looks unbeatable at this point.
well, Isa is pretty untouchable too at the minute.
Hmm. Hmm.
But yeah, I still. Oh, you lost me again.
Yeah. No, I can
Hold
hear you.
on.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Sorry.
No, no, I could hear
Either
you just fine. Yeah, I'm here.
it was switching from my Wi-Fi to my 4G. That's why.
Ah, I see. Yeah, yeah.
um,
Okay.
um, what was I saying?
You were
Yeah, I
talking
don't.
about Issa and how if you said she's also kind of untouchable at this point.
Yeah, I feel like she is at this point,
Hmm.
but you never know. I definitely think that no one will touch Fran for now for the
Yeah,
next. I don't know.
forever. It's like,
Yeah,
and
forever
yeah,
until she stops competing. But yeah, the rest of the placings, I don't know, could change.
right.
Yeah.
And as far as like, I don't know, you have this term where you are in America, they call it a dark horse, where someone who's who you think is might might make a lot of progress, next year. Like, is there somebody that you're looking at that could jump a lot of placings?
Um, the girl I told you before, Nadia, I feel
Yeah,
like if she was to put on some size, she has. I feel like her genetics are just crazy good.
got it.
So I do think that if she was to take a year off, because she just needs more size, I
Yeah.
do think that she could do very well.
Hmm.
Same as Bruna. I really like Bruna's
Yeah.
um, physique and structure. She just needs more size.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah, and it just,
just
it's just a matter of time. And to do that, you need to stop competing for a while and just focus on um, getting bigger and
yeah,
progressing.
yeah, it's weird, right? Like, so because some people like, so it's like a tricky thing, right? Because you'll have some people that only compete like once a year. They don't compete at all, but just once a year in
Yeah.
the Olympia or whatever, the big shows, the people at the top. And then you have other people that like can't stop competing. They're competing all the time.
Yeah.
And it might benefit them, excuse me, to not compete for a little while, put on the quality size, come back stronger.
Yeah.
But it's hard for them to
100%.
put it in their mind to stop competing.
I guess it always depends on what the feedback is. If the feedback
Yeah.
is you need to get bigger, you need to take time off.
Hmm.
Sometimes that's not the problem, though. Sometimes it could be conditioning thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it could be a stage presence thing. So I think maybe that's why some people don't stop competing.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, when you're told you just need to get bigger, then
Right.
you know, soon, which is not going to happen unless you um, have a good off season and some decent
Right.
time to grow.
Yeah. You got to have a good off season. You got to have a long off season
Yeah,
if you're going to put the size on for sure.
for
For
sure.
sure.
Even with conditioning, sometimes you do need to, because when you keep competing, then your body at some point your body will start fighting you, and it will start not responding as well. So that's when you know you need a break from dieting.
Yeah. Yeah. True. Well,
Yeah.
to kind of round out this episode, do you have a show picked out for next year or
I
what?
do. I do have a show picked out. I'm aiming for Tampa Pro.
Okay. Nice.
So that I know I will be doing that. I will probably be doing maybe one more before that, or and more after. Depends on how this goes, obviously,
Yeah.
because I'm not gonna do more shows if I was to win one. I'm not just gonna keep competing. I'm just
Right.
gonna. So even if I plan to do 4 or 5 shows, if I win the first or the second, then the rest of them I'm not gonna do.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I want to do Tampa because it's a big show and I know
Yeah.
people there.
So
So
you're
it'll
gonna
be
fly
nice.
you're gonna fly in and then you're gonna just try to hit as many shows as you can, win one. And are you flying back or are you gonna stay in the States?
Um, I don't know. Tampa is in August. Olympia is in November, so it's quite a long time to just stay
Yeah.
there.
Mhm.
But I'll see. I haven't got a plan yet on how I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you've
yeah,
got
I'm
time.
just
Yeah, you've
I
got
got
time.
time. Yeah, it just all depends on how things plan out and yeah, how
Yeah.
my body looks by then. I do need to put on some more size too. So,
Mhm.
um, Tampa is in August, so I've got some time to do that.
Mhm.
Um, if I feel like I'm there sooner than I think I will be, then I will plan a show before Tampa as well. Otherwise, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna do more shows after.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
idea. Yeah, like you
yeah,
said, you've got plenty of time. So you got time to grow
yeah.
and then decide what you want to do. So for sure.
That's it.
All right. Well, hey, thank you so much for taking time out of your day. I really, really
For having
appreciate.
me.
Yeah, yeah. It was a good discussion. I really like your
Yeah,
insights. Yeah, for sure. So
thank you.
yeah.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, you take care. Have a good rest of the day.
You too. You
All
too.
right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.